iodine compounds. I don't know which kind. Anybody want to ask me about municipal wastewater treatment? We're going to go see this tomorrow, so I wanted to make sure we did this today. I have one other thing for today, just one. This is a septic tank in blue. And the wastewater from that house, I don't know if you guys can all see this. A septic system is like a square with a wall in the middle. Watch this. If you can't see it, move to look at this really quick. Right here. If you can't see this, move so that you can see it. I'll wait, but you can stand up, walk around, whatever you got to do. Okay, watch. Input water splashes into the left side, so that adds oxygen. And that wall keeps it from moving, so the solids settle out. And that's your primary, because you got the solids to sink to the bottom. Every 5 or 10 years, a septic tank has to be emptied. It's these solids, the sludge, that they're going to take out of your septic system. Now, because you're adding water, that water flows, yeah?
Can that sludge be used for anything?
Same problem. So it depends on your diet. Because you've kept your household stuff separate from the rest of Santa Barbara, if your family has an especially low chemical diet, you might be able to. But you may not want to, because it'll probably smell kind of funky. Now look at this. Because there's this wall in the middle, and you're adding water, that water will flow right along the solids before rising and overflowing. So because that water has oxygen and is being stirred up down here where it's anaerobic, and then it comes back up to the surface and spills out, you get your secondary treatment in the tank. So in a properly functioning septic tank, the outflow is just like that: carbon, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and simple compounds. And those go into this thing called a leach field, which is like a pipe with a bunch of little holes in it, where those nutrients go straight up into trees or grass, and then any remaining water sinks into the ground as clean groundwater. This is a septic system. You can also see it here. The leach field pipe with holes, which wastewater from the septic tank drains into the soil. The nutrients can be absorbed into biomass. The water goes back into the ground. Yes?
How big is the septic tank?
Depends on how many people are using it.
How big is it?
Well, mine is probably oversized because it was built for all the gray water, and now we don't actually have gray water, so the water barely moves. It's just food flushing, so it's like a couple gallons a day. Ours is like a square from me to you, or like, this way. And it has one door over here and one door over there, and the middle wall this way, so the water comes in, stuff settles, then the water gets shot through a little tiny gap at the bottom of that wall to increase the flow rate, slowing it down on this side to push the water through, and then after that it overflows into a pipe, and that pipe goes out to a leach field that's maybe 30 or 40 feet that way, underneath a big redwood and a big oak tree. They love it. Yeah.
If the septic tank isn't like structural, probably just getting to smell like onions.
Yeah, so septic tanks have a number of problems. The biggest one is that the water will leak out. So if you have a dry septic tank, that's really bad because the water's basically just obviously got a really fast flow rate through the soil. It's probably getting into groundwater or surfacing somewhere else. But they do bacterial tests of the leach field, and there's like inspectors. I don't know what they look for. I think the biggest problem is leak. And also that rainwater can get in. That's another problem. Like at RainCon, the problem is that all their septic tanks are super old. So when they get rainwater flooding in, literally like 15 minutes ago, poop will float out. And then all that surface flow when it rains at the river mouth will just take like actual fresh turds out of the septic system and back out to the ocean. And that can be a problem. A big problem. Okay. I'd love to talk more about food. As you can tell, I'm not squeamish. I've been talking about food all day.
You'll go talk about Shakespeare, and guess what? I'll be talking about food. Anybody want to ask me more about wastewater? Ask me about something else? We still have a couple minutes.
Can you eat kelp? Like if you're just swimming, can you take vitamins?
Not a version. Nobody wants to talk to me?